हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश नमा ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। Hare Bol, Hare Krishna, happy Ekadashi to all of you. Today we are here discussing the light of the Bhagavad, text 35. Who likes to read? Yeah, Palika Priyatama, would you like to read?
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
I can't hear you.
When the small pools of water become too hot because of the scorching heat of the autumn sun, the poor small creatures with their many family members suffer terribly, as poor householders with too many family members suffer economic strains and yet go on begetting children because of uncontrolled senses. Human life is meant for controlling the senses, for uncontrolled senses are the causes of material bondage. But for fools, sense enjoyment is the pivot of life's activities. All men undergo hard, laborious duties all day and night and in all seasons of the year, only for the sake of sense pleasure with their mates. These foolish creatures have no information of other enjoyment. In a godless civilization, especially sense pleasure, accepted in the name of culture and philosophy, is all in all. Men who are addicted to this pleasure are called kripannas.
When the Kripannas have too many children, they suffer the scorching heat of family life. And then similar leaders advise them to undertake family planning. The idea of this family planning is that sense pleasure should not be curtailed, but birth control should be accomplished by artificial measures. Such methods of birth control are called Bruna Hatya, or killing the child in embryo. Such killing is a sinful act, and in the revealed scriptures, a specific hell is designated for those who commit such sins. Spiritual culture means pursuing a better engagement in life. When a man engages in such cultural life, the desire for mating automatically abates, and the suffering of uncontrolled family life are mitigated without artificial means. The attention of a human being, therefore, should be drawn to the cultivation of the human spirit. For this will gradually protect him from all sorts of discomfiture and elevate him to a higher status of life for real and eternal enjoyment in personal contact with the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Om Tat Sat, very graphic description. The focus is here on Kripana. See, the literal meaning of Kripana is the opposite of a Brahmana. A Brahmana is magnanimous, open, generous. A Kripana is stingy, miserly. The meaning of the word Kripana means miserly. And why would you call somebody miserly? Miserly means he is having something which he should be donating and giving in charity. So he is not. So he gives very little bit of it. So he's considered to be a Kripana. So it is mentioned here that people who indulge in gratification, a little too much focused only on gratification, they are called Kripanas. Very sophisticated way of saying that somebody is not able to utilize the human form of life for what it is meant for. A Brahmana means a person, Brahmajana Titi Brahmana. Kripana is miserly, means the valuable human form of life, so treasurable, so worthy, is not being utilized, is not being given for recognizing cultivating the human spirit, like Prabhupada says. It's being instead used for inside the house, in a very small focus and a small consciousness, focusing on sense gratification. Therefore, he's called a Kripana. A Brahmana is a person who is very wide, expanded, open, and wants to experience the best of the goal of life and gives himself fully towards that, meets the real goal of life. So such a person is called a Brahmana. So Prabhupada, that's a general description. So Prabhupada is talking here specifically about those who spend their time only in sense pleasure. The goal of life is how to enjoy your senses. If that becomes the goal of life, then your vision closes down. You become very narrow. You become a Kripana. Right? When you actually pursue spiritual life, you broaden up a lot. You're very accommodative. You can, what shall I say, be Vistara. Vishala Buddhi is described. Vyasadeva is described as Vishala Buddhi. Broad intelligence, accommodative intelligence. That's why those people who are educated, well-learned, are connecting with the absolute truth, are in yoga, you can see they can actually be the persons who have patience, tolerance, who can accommodate all different types of people in this world. They come in all shapes and sizes of sense gratification. But these people focus on the principle. Brahmanas focus on the principle. The Kripanas are lost in details. That's a key thing, difference between a Brahmana and a Kripana. Brahmana, the principle of human life, the cultivation of human spirit, connection in yoga with the Supreme Brahman, love of Krishna, this is all they focus on. The Kripana is focusing on where can I get a little money, how can I save it up, how can I have sense gratification. He makes plans and plans and plans, very, very busy in tiny, small things. Broader and very, very narrow. Kripana means narrow. So, why is it like that? Very nicely described in the Bhagavatam in a shloka. Pumsha striya mituni bhavametam tayor mito hridaya grantim ahu. Aho grihakshetra sutapta vittai janasya mohoyam aham mameti. This shrinking of consciousness is described. Pumsha striya mituni bhavametam. The attraction for sense gratification, sex life, and indulgence in it brings a man and a woman together. Tayor mito hridaya granti mahu. It ties them up with a hard knot in the heart. It's called hridaya granti. Very beautifully described in the Bhagavatam. Aho grihakshetra sutapta vittai. Because of that hridaya granti, granti means knot. Hridaya granti means a knot of attachment, knot of intense desires, not of simply seeking sense gratification. Hridaya granti mahu, then janasya moho ayamaham mameti. Moha, great illusion overcomes both of them. And before that, Ato Graha Kshetra Sutapta Vittai. Graha Kshetra Sutta Apta Vittai. These become the goal of life. The house, your children, wealth, and position in society. This becomes the main focus of life. You will politicalize, you become envious, you become greedy, you will even kill to acquire these things. And then you'll go and have your sense gratification. You'll be lost in it completely. There's nothing like goal of life. There's nothing like self-realization. There's nothing like Brahman realization. There's nothing like God realization. There's no God factored. If at all he's factored for the sake of sense gratification. Give me more for that sake. So the narrowing down of the consciousness happens when we are focused on sense gratification. And there you suffer a lot of anxieties of various types. And you're overcome by lust, greed, anger, anxieties, become horrible. And the more and more you do that, the more and more you sink. So that's what is a kripana. That's what is a kripana. Most of the world is made out of kripanas. But the Bhagavatam tells us, the light of the Bhagavad is telling us, you will get heated by the water that you are in. You'll die in that. You'll actually die in that. So, on the contrary, a Brahmana is a person who utilizes everything in a very smart way so that his spiritual life is never depleted or affected. He remains very smart. He remains very smart. He controls his senses. He controls his mind before that. And he is able to actually stay on the track. To be a Brahmana means to have Brahman as the goal of life. Brahmajnanatiti Brahmana. So a Brahmana is a person who is seeking something beyond this world of material enjoyment. He's totally dedicated to that. So how to bring this down to our level of understanding and application? You see, it's not so easy to bring it down. First thing is, we may not be so convinced. First of all, we should get convinced. That's why we should cultivate knowledge. First step is to find out what life is about. What am I doing? Why am I doing? What's the real goal of life? That's why you should do a good reading of the Bhagavad Gita. Then you have a little idea of the goal of life. You have knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is a good weapon to fight those ideas that come in the mind. Because if you have knowledge, intelligence will function according to that. And then you can defeat those arguments that come for sense gratification within the mind. Mind is influenced by the three modes. Mind is influenced by association. In this world, everywhere you turn around, it's about sense gratification. Every bit, the social media is filled with it. Every hoarding, every movie, every thing is looking at you with invitations for sense gratification. A kripana gets stuck in it. You know, it's so attractive, you can't help it. Will you walk into my parlor, said the spider to the fly, and it's the prettiest little parlor you ever did espy. The way up to my parlor is up a winding stair. You know, I heard this when I was young. Will you walk into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. It's the prettiest little parlor you ever did espy. The way up to my parlor is up a winding stair. I've sung this on the choir in the Christian convent I studied in. It's a beautiful song. Those days I wonder, what an amazing song. The spider is inviting the fly. I got a wonderful parlor. Why don't you come down and step in here? You can enjoy something. Just as soon as he steps in, he gets stuck in the parlor. He gets entangled in the parlor. As he tries and struggles, he'll get entangled more and more and get lost. And the spider will come and suck his juice away. So material life, the material world, Kripana gets stuck in the parlor, in the Maya's parlor. And the more he moves and the more he entangles himself, the more he gets sucking out. So that's why he's called Kripana. He's not able to give value to his life. He's very stingy about utilizing his life, his time, his energy for Krishna consciousness. So he's called a Kripana. So this is a mentality, the mindset, the mentality of a materialist. Where will I get sense gratification? Sense gratification is the easiest thing to get in this world. Sukham aindriyakam daityat deha yogena dehina sarvatra labhyate daivat yata dukkham ayatnatah. Prahlad Maharaj is telling to his kids in the school, Sukham aindriyakam deyat deha yogena sarvatra labhyate. Sarvatra labhyate, everybody can enjoy sense gratification. Aindriya sukham. Just like dukkham comes to you without you asking, what is due sukham to you also will come. And everybody, right from the small mosquito to the giant blue whale and the elephants and everything in between, they are enjoying sense gratification. It's not only human beings are doing it. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying that's animal. Animal is also doing sense gratification. So what's different about you? Sarvatra labhyate devat. Everybody gets that, not only you. Right? So you have a greater purpose. That is a Brahmana purpose. Right? What is that? Tasyaiva heto prayate tako vido nalabhyate brahmatam uparyadaha tallabhyate sukham dukam antavat kalena sarvatra ghabir ramasa. And a beautiful shloka. What powerful words of Shukadeva Goswami. He's saying, Tasyaiva heto prayate tako vido. Prayatna. You must endeavor for that which is not available in this world if you travel from the topmost planet to the bottommost. Nalabhyate upari adaha. Upari means right from the top, adaha means right to the bottom. What is not available in this world if you travel from the topmost to the bottommost, that is what you should look for. That is what you should look for. I mean, it's not sense gratification that you should be after. Right? So we are all hardwired to sense gratification. Because we've been doing that for so many janmas. So many janmas. Somehow quietly, a little bit of awakening, eyes have opened up a little bit and say, oh, some bleak light. When we read Bhagavad Gita, we have association. When we hear something, oh, really? Oh, maybe this material world is temporary. I'm going to die. Yeah, that makes some sort of a sense to me. Somewhere I heard that before in some previous janmas. Little bit eyes are opening up. You hear one more solid kirtan and jump and dance, then it will open up more. And so you'll start asking more questions. And the more you eat prasadam and the more you read Bhagavad Gita, after that you become filled with questions and you're excited because it's opening up. It's opening up. And you'll get excited that I like to do this. This is giving me some vague understanding deep inside and giving me a thrill. Very deep inside, a satisfaction I'm getting. Right? So, kalena ghabira ramhasa. You'll feel it, actually. So the development of a Brahmana is not simply meant for few people who are born in Brahminical families. Brahmana is a quality that the spirit soul can acquire. Brahmajana titi Brahmana. When one knows about Brahman, about spirit, so when he starts cultivating it, he becomes situated in that Brahman. And that is open for anybody. It's not because you're born in a Brahmin family only. You're born in a genuine Brahmin family and you have done the work of a Brahmana, you have a greater chance of achieving that. But it doesn't matter if you're not born in a Brahmana family, you can cultivate the Brahminical human spirit by association with devotees. This is what happened. Prabhupada made many Brahmanas, means those interested in Brahman realization. He opened up Krishna consciousness to them. We should stop becoming stingy, narrow, extremely closed so-called Brahmanas. Right? We should become broad, we should become wide, we should become wholehearted, acceptance of Krishna and the absolute truth. And then you'll see life opens up in a completely different way. There's a lot of realizations you get. You can interact with many people, and you'll be freed from this type of lowly thinking. So that's what sannyasi sets out to do. That's why he's got no civil duties on him. He should not take any material anxieties. He should simply wander and indulge in Brahman realization. And he should be fearless. And he should teach this to others. Right? So that is why people take some nyasa. Nyasa means to give up. Give up everything material in this world. And go in search of tallabhyate sukhavat anyata dukam uparyataha. That sukham he tries to get by absorbing himself in Brahman. That's what is a method given by Lord Chaitanya. If you chant Hare Krishna in loud Sankirtan, or you chant Hare Krishna in japa and meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord and the sound vibration of the holy names, then gradually you become situated in the Brahman platform. And gradually you start developing love for Krishna. And gradually the whole thing happens from one step to the other, to the other, to the other. This is what you will see. The growth of many devotees in the Bhagavatam is described. Narada Muni will describe his previous life and how he slowly became a devotee. Vyasadeva will ask him, and he will say that I was just a servant-maid son. I fortunately did not commit much offenses in my life, because my mother was a poor lady. I was in some small school, something being taught, and me and my mother only. And some Bhakti Vedantas, great personalities traveled through. They stayed in our house for a few days or something and discussed Krishna Katha. And at that time, I had the opportunity to listen to them, to associate with them, to eat their uttishta. What is it? Uttishta lepyan anumoditan. Anumoditan means he asked them the permission and took the remnants. Uchishta. Uchishta means their remnants. He ate that, and she interestingly heard what all they were talking about, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the first time, Krishna arranged it for him to hear. They came and stayed in the house. Then he became so excited, he became fixed. Even though his mother died, there was a voice that spoke to him and said that we should continue to depend, according to the instructions of those Bhakti Vedantas, on me. So he traveled forth and left his body. In the next life, he became Narada Muni. So it's not that Narada Muni just spat, boom, by the waving of a magic wand, he was produced, pure devotee. He also has got a history. So you'll see the Bhagavatam filled with histories of people who came out of this mess and they got stuck to Krishna consciousness because they chose to be broad-minded Brahmanas. And they gave up all the sense gratification, right? So the Bhagavatam powerfully encourages you to see beyond matter. And it uses very strong words and asks you to fix yourself in the absolute truth, Krishna. So we should understand the spirit of the information given here. We should not immediately think, oh, Grahasthas are being criticized. The Bhagavatam is always criticizing sense gratification, this thing, Grahastha life. No, it's not criticizing Grahastha life, generally criticizing material life. And Grahasthas who don't have Krishna factor in their life will definitely be more materialistic than all the other people because of severe anxieties, insecurities, and all that. The more you have sense gratification, the more insecure you become. The more feeling of fear. Bhayam dvitiya viniveshatasya isha dapetasya viparyayo asmriti. Asmriti means forgetfulness of who you are, who God is. So the more we indulge in sense gratification, the more fearful it becomes, more confusing it becomes. People really don't know this, actually. If you stop sense gratification, you will see much lighter, simpler life, easier, more happy with smaller things. And you lead a very healthy life. That's the instruction given here. It's a hint given. We should become minimalist. We should simply use what is required minimum for us, and we should work towards realization of the absolute truth. We should be quite focused on this, right? And those people who were focused achieved it. The story of Dhruva Maharaj and his focus is amazing. One thing, he was a Kshatriya, so he was able to focus on a material ambition of getting the throne for himself, although he was just 5 years old. Because what happened to him was, had left a very deep, indelible mark on his heart. So he went to the forest in anger with a desire to achieve what I want. Great determination. So Narada Muni tried to speak him out of it. He said, no, sorry, don't try to take me out of it. I'm not going to go back home. I'm going to achieve what I came for. Then Narada Muni thought, if that is the case, then definitely you're a good candidate for me. And God stepped into it and said, okay, I give you this mantra, you chant, you will see Narayana and you can ask him. So that boy became very thrilled. He said, really, I'll see? Yeah. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He gave this mantra to him and he started chanting that mantra so powerfully with strict austerity that the Lord appeared in front of him. And as soon as he saw the Lord, he lost all his desire for the throne, for that, for this, everything. Swamin Kritarto Asmin Varam Nayache. Oh my Lord, I actually wanted to ask you a boon, but I don't feel like at all now that I've seen you and a beautiful form. Everything has disappeared from my heart. I have no material desire. I want nothing. I simply want to be situated in your service. Instantly he changed after seeing the Lord. Right? He came back as a great devotee, uninterested in the kingdom. But the Lord told him, no, you must sit and rule. No, you will go after that to Dhruva Loka, because you wanted to stay on a big throne that's even bigger than this. You'll rule here, then you'll be promoted to a very high-class throne in Dhruva Loka. After that, you'll come and join me in Vaikuntha. Let all your material desires be satisfied, since you're already a wonderful devotee. In this way, Dhruva Maharaj got more than what he asked for. Far, far more than what he asked for. Because Krishna was involved. And he went to ask Krishna. Artho jignasur arthati jnani champartarshava udaraha sarve evete jnani tu atmaiva me matam. So, Dhruva Maharaj returned home humbly, just walking along and coming. 6 months he disappeared from home. He came back a fully self-realized, Krishna-realized person. His father heard about Dhruva Maharaj's austerities from Narada Muni, and he said, don't worry, he's not going to be the same person when he comes back. So when he came back, his father heard about it. For 6 months, he had not seen him at all. And the father was responsible directly, indirectly for ill-treating him through his wife. And so he went to receive him as he's coming out of the forest. He took elephants and he went on them and a big army and all sorts of relatives, his mothers, everybody came together and they saw Dhruva shining like nothing, beautiful, full with austerity and penance and having achieved the result of it. His father came down from the elephant, bent low and went and embraced Dhruva and started crying. What a great achievement you did. Far, far greater than ever I've done in my life. He embraced and started crying. Dhruva was very happy to see his father. And his father put him on the throne, although he was very young, and asked him to rule because he became very wise, filled with wisdom. So this is the life history of a person who achieved the goal of life, although he did not know fully how to. Krishna guided him. So although you may not know, if you approach Krishna, Krishna will guide you. So we must deeply understand that the goal of life is to become fixed in Krishna consciousness. And we must endeavor as much as we can towards that. No doubt, different people have different types of challenges. But we should never give up chanting of the holy name, reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, associating with devotees. Come what may, you should determine yourself. Right? And this way, you'll not get cooked in the hot water. See, it's dangerous to get cooked in the hot water. You know the famous managerial example of, they boiled hot water, and in hot water they put the frogs. The frogs immediately jumped out. So they said, no, we'll do another experiment. We'll put cold water and put the frog inside and light the stove underneath. So the water will slowly get warm. And the frog doesn't notice that it is getting warmer and warmer, and because every moment it's getting adjusted to the warmth. And it becomes so hot that it gets cooked and dies, with no understanding of the fact that I have to jump out. I have to jump out. I have to get out. There is space outside. So right in the beginning itself, if you have got knowledge, you won't get cooked fully. You'll jump out before you're fully cooked. That's called renunciation. Jumping out of the hot water and say, wow, this will get hotter and hotter and hotter. It's something like climate change. World is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Right? Of course, the people are saying, let's go to another planet and screw it up also. And they're thinking, like Elon Musk is thinking, he should go to Mars and put a flag there and say, don't worry, there's no space on the Earth and it's got screwed up. Let's shift to Mars and screw up that place also. This is the mentality of materialistic people. But what the devotee thinks is, forget all these planets, they're all the same. I want to go to Krishna. I want to go to Krishna. I've understood it firmly. In this way, the devotee scores more than the jnani, more than the karmi, more than the yogi. So this methodology has been given to us by Lord Chaitanya. We should simply chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and prepare ourselves for indulging in the real goal of life. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna. Any question or comment? Today is Ekadashi. Any question or comment? No? Om Tat Sat. Good night. Hare Krishna.